In 2023, two videos convinced a very large audience that Flight MH370 never crashed. It was taken. The videos had been online since 2014. It took one public bounty and about a week of internet forensics to trace where they actually came from. This is the full sequence: what the videos show, what didn't add up, and the source files that settled it. There are two videos. The first looks like thermal footage from a military drone, an aircraft crossing the frame, three hot objects circling it. The second claims to be from a spy satellite, two nearly identical views side by side, the way real stereo imagery is displayed to give analysts depth perception. It has coordinates, interface text, even a mouse cursor moving across the screen. In both videos, the ending is identical. The orbs tighten their orbit, there's a flash, and the plane is gone. Believers identified the drone as an MQ-1 Grable Eagle, and the satellite a US reconnaissance platform, and the craftsmanship is real. All carry convincing motion blur, the camera shake, scales correctly with zoom, and the aircraft's bank angles were debated by people who fly planes for a living without an immediate verdict. This was not a lazy fake, which is worth saying plainly because it explains why the videos survived first contact with skeptics. The timeline matters. MH370 disappeared on March 8, 2014. 10 weeks later, on May 19th, an anonymous YouTube account called Regicide Anon uploaded the satellite video, followed by the drone footage. A higher quality copy appeared on Vimeo that August. The videos drew modest attention, then sat mostly dormant for 9 years. Until mid-2023, when they resurfaced on TikTok and Twitter and accumulated hundreds of millions of views. Start with provenance. Real leaks have leakers. Named sources, court cases, paper trails. These files have an anonymous account and nothing else. No metadata, no chain of custody, no one who has ever credibly claimed to have exfiltrated them. That alone proves nothing. Plenty of genuine footage arrives without a pedigree, but it means the videos have to stand entirely on their internal evidence. So that's where the analysis went. And internally, the physics fail. The MQ-1C Grey Eagle has a service ceiling of 29,000 feet and a maximum airspeed of 167 knots. About 190 miles per hour. MH370 cruised at 35,000 feet at over 500. The drone in this story can't reach the altitude and couldn't keep pace for a single pass. The satellite has the opposite problem. The footage is too good. Smooth, continuous tracking that doesn't match how reconnaissance imaging actually works. From a platform whose published capabilities don't include anything like it. Then there's the light. MH370 took off just after midnight and vanished from radar in darkness. The moon had already set. The clouds in the satellite video are lit from above, in daylight, and when the flash occurs, it brightens the clouds without shifting a single shadow. A light source closer than the sun cannot illuminate every cloud from the sun's exact angle. By this point, the videos look doubtful on 3 independent grounds. But doubtful isn't disproven. Disproving it required finding where the pixels came from. In 2023, that's exactly what happened. A quick note on how videos like this are built, because it's the key to how they get caught. A composite has layers, a background plate, a 3D model, effects on top. Artists rarely make every layer from scratch. Backgrounds and explosions usually come from stock libraries, and stock assets are public, time-sparked, and searchable. If any layer of a hoax is stock, the hoax has a fingerprint. In late 2023, $100,000 bounty was publicly offered for proof the videos were fake. Within days, an anonymous Reddit user found the background layer. The clouds in the satellite video match photographs taken by artist Jonas Darrow from an airliner window over Japan in 2012, 2 years before MH370 disappeared, and sold on a stock texture site used by game developers. The site owner confirmed the upload dates. Darrow then released his raw originals, high-resolution frames that match portions of every frame of the video. One of them includes Mount Fuji, placing the sky thousands of miles from the Indian Ocean. The man who had offered the bounty examined the evidence and conceded the videos were fake. The effects layer fell next. Another Reddit user noticed the flash matched a stock effect called shock WV, and analysts on debunk recreated the composite frame by frame and confirmed the match. More importantly, the flash in the satellite video and the portal in the drone video come from the same asset, different frames of one downloadable effect. Two videos, presented as footage from two independent military platforms, share a single piece of commercial stock. That left the satellite video's signature feature, the stereo. Analysis showed the two views are one video, duplicated, shifted, and slightly warped. The geometric transform between them is almost exactly a flat offset, not the depth a real stereo pair produces. The giveaway is small but decisive. The mouse cursor and interface text show the same fake depth as the clouds. Screen overlays are flat graphics drawn on top of an image. They cannot have parallax unless the entire stereo pair is one flat fake. Background, effects, depth, every layer traced back to a desktop. The debunk didn't end the belief. The response was a new layer of theory. The photographer was hacked. The stock files planted years in advance. The concession was coerced. Notice the shape of that move. Each rebuttal doesn't defend the original evidence, it expands the conspiracy to absorb the evidence against it. Once a claim is restructured so that nothing could ever disprove it, it has left the category of things that can be investigated. That shape, not the topic, is the reliable warning sign. The method that solved this is worth keeping. Ask where a file came from. Ask whether the claimed platform could physically have produced it. Ask whether the environment matches the recorded moment. And when the source assets surface, time-stamped, public, matching frame for frame, update. Most people who shared these videos weren't foolish. They saw well-made footage out of context on platforms engineered to move it fast. The criticism belongs to those who kept promoting the videos after the source files were on the table. MH370 was a real disappearance, and the people aboard are still missing. Treating fan-made visual effects as evidence doesn't bring the answer closer. It buries the real questions under noise. Next video, how these two clips went from a dormant YouTube upload to hundreds of millions of views. Who moved them, and why 2023 was the moment. Subscribe if you want that one.